Milan Lucic getting a 2-game suspension for roughing the Blue Jackets' Kole Sherwood. Were you okay, starting with that suspension, Tim, were you okay with it?
I feel like there is a different narrative on this suspension than there really should have been. And I think it has something to do with the player in Milan Lucic. It has something to do with the fact that Kole Sherwood was playing in what was his second NHL game. And it had something to do with the way the game is attempting to change. But I can remember back to me playing minor Adam with the Toronto Arrows and understanding that if you ever dug at a goaltender, you should expect something to come your way. I don't know if you expect a punch in the grill, but you're pretty damn close to expecting a punch in the grill. And it immediately became, oh my God, the goonery, right? Like our own headline on YouTube and the video that went out from Sportsnet said Milan Lucic sucker punched Kole Sherwood. I don't think it was a sucker punch. He came straight at him and threw a right hand. Like a sucker punch is when you have no idea something is coming. Kole Sherwood ran around that entire first period and was hitting everything that moved. He then pitchforked David Riddick. Like in Pee Wee, you understand that if there's a guy like Lucic on the ice and you pitchfork a goalie, you're going to get it. Why is this such a shock to everyone looking at it?
They let more go in the Karl Anthony Towns Joel Embiid fight than they did technically in this, because it was more vicious in the basketball fight than that punch was in the hockey game with Kole Sherwood.
So we got two-game suspension for landing a solid punch
that he saw coming. I'm floored at this 2 games. Now, I know Lucic has been suspended before. We all understand this. But for the love of God, he saw it. He was in front of him. It was in front of him. Mm-hmm. He didn't jump him from behind, get on his back, and start wailing. Like, there's a level to this, is there not?
I thought there was.
Apparently not. This is one of the weirdest suspensions I've seen in the last 3 years.
I think a lot of people also, I think Calgary Flames fans who watched the whole game knew why this happened. Did you hear Cassie Campbell and Rick Ball when this happened?
I didn't.
They were talking about Sherwood going around that first period and hitting people. Like he was taking healthy runs at some of the stars on the Flames, and they wondered why no one had responded as of yet to a kid playing in what was his second NHL game. This was probably the worst of them, where he ends up a little shot from behind, and they knew there was going to be a response, and he provided the opportunity by pitchforking a goalie. And for my life in hockey, if you ever dig at a goalie, someone is going to punch you. And this happens in a lot of scrums. It just so happens that Lucic can throw a better right than most people.
Because he's bigger than most people.
Right.
But this is also a Calgary team. Remember Johnny Gaudreau got his hand tapped in Minnesota a few years ago, missed 21 games?
Right.
With the finger injury?
They've been very sensitive to this kind of stuff.
And I understand it, man. The Calgary Flames cannot let a guy start hacking away at David Riddick, whatever you think of David Riddick, without repercussions. Mm-hmm. And Milan Lucic, as much as you can be within the lines on something like this, he was.
Right.
I don't think he wandered. I don't think he did anything ridiculous. I think he sent a message. And as much as Milan Lucic has probably lost it from a goal scoring standpoint, let's be honest here,
yep,
it's probably not coming back. That kind of play will go a long way in that room. He solidified. He became a Calgary Flame on that play officially, sticking up for his guy.
Well, he's done it a bunch of times. He did it in his first game. Which he always does.
But that cost him money. He's losing money now because of that.
Yeah.
So he's got blood in the game, and I guarantee you that has earned him a lot more points in that room than anything else he's done this year.
What I don't understand is he fought in his first game.
He did, but I'm just saying he got suspended. He's actually losing money for that punch defending David Riddick and the other guys that were being the victims of the running around.
Right.
You're right, he did, but he's losing money now. It's official.
I understand.
And I appreciate money, as do you.
If it's not Milan Lucic and the kid doesn't go down, there's no 2-game suspension.
See, that's the crazy part.
This is the NHL.
That's the crazy part.
We could list, and there's a bunch of people writing in saying, how is that worse than blank? How is that worse than blank? How is that worse than blank?
Sit here for 4 hours to play that game.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
And what the NHL always does is it suspends the result.
Yep.
Right?
Which is why I thought Adam Lowry, though, might get another suspension for his hit this weekend.
Like, there was a few.
Sometimes that's a tough line to walk if you're just suspending the result. But you're right. This league at times does do that.
Brendan Dillon had one, too. Again.
Did you not like the Dillon hit?
On Ashton Saunter?
It was vicious, but was it dirty?
Yes.
You thought it was dirty?
Yes.
Because I didn't think the one on Austin Matthews was dirty, and I didn't think that was dirty.
Well, no, he's playing that game. You didn't think a guy passing it, going around the net, and then getting hit on the other side of the net is dirty?
But he saw him the whole way. Did he not see him the whole way behind the net? I'm asking.
He released the puck. Like, isn't that part of... Remember Aaron Rome got drilled for I don't know how many games for his hit because it was late? Was that not late? I don't give a crap if you see a guy coming or not.
It was a little late in that regard, but he did. It's not like he appeared out of nowhere. It's not like his head was turned completely, admiring a pass the other way.
But if you're going to get hit, it's whether you expect to get hit or you don't expect to get hit. And when you don't expect to get hit is when it's the most dangerous.
But that goes to how Dillon hits, because I don't think Austin Matthews in his hit a couple of weeks ago he's expecting that either. He's a pretty sneaky dude that way. He's kind of talented in a way.
Well, but my old man who taught me how to hit. I was running around my first year hitting, and he's like, if they don't see you coming, it's much more effective.
Absolutely.
And then he made me a killer, which was probably a bad thing. But he was tired to see his son on his ass.